Hello, everyone, and welcome to DevTalks, the biggest IT and C Expo conference in Romania. I am Iruna Nagu, and I'm your host today for a new series of interviews here at DevLive. We are live at Romexpo B1 Pavilion, and I'm so excited to announce you that the 10th anniversary edition will be awesome. 2 full days of amazing speakers, partners, and activation. So let's start making waves in the IT industry. Let's give a big welcome to Ciprian Hodorogea, leading compliance and safety tech at Amazon. Hello, Ciprian. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and have a short discussion about your presence here at DevTalks.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm equally excited and thank you for the partnership. Thank you for the invitation here. I'm delighted to see the great organization that's happening around and all the companies that are here. Excited to learn and be curious about what's happening in the tech industry. By the way, we have a leadership principle at Amazon, which is called learn and be curious. So it's in the spirit of that.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. And now for our audience, I want to start with the first question. What's the biggest issue facing the tech industry today?
The biggest issue facing the tech industry. So I'll tell you obviously my perspective. I think tech industry is in itself is a surrogate, right? Because you were talking about it comes in support of other domains. Like we're talking about fintech that supports finance. We're talking about biotechnologies. We're talking about e-commerce technologies, right? So technology comes to like improve the I don't know the quality of decisions that are being made, the speed of decisions, like coming up with innovation across all these other domains. So on that, I think the biggest challenge um, is is rather less on the technology itself, but rather on us as humans to get to better understand how we work and how what defines us as human beings and what our needs are and how we could improve the quality of our own lives. And the better we can understand that, the higher the opportunities and the chances for us to improve and come up with the technologies that can be in support of that.
Thank you so much. We spoke about the challenges, and in the last years, we had a challenge. And I want to ask you, how was the transition from working from home fully to coming back at the office?
Right. So I think in this area we're lucky to at Amazon we like recently inaugurated a new office in Yash, which is actually part of I believe it's the largest tech campus right now in
Oh,
Romania.
cool.
It's a very modern building, sustainable on all the fronts, and we also did a tech conference when we opened the new site across. Like Amazon has somewhere more than 400 tech employees in Romania. So we're talking about scientists and engineers and program managers who like most of them, like majority of them would be in Iași. We also have a presence in Bucharest and Timișoara and Cluj. And we did this conference when we opened the new site, and we did a tour of all the technologies that are being developed at Amazon in Romania. So that was a very cool way of celebrating the return to the office. So being in a new building, which is super modern with all the greatest facilities, and having the opportunity to learn what the teams have been doing throughout the last couple of years, where we didn't really have a chance to like connect to one another and discuss in person. We definitely saw a renewed vibe and a renewed energy that comes along with the in-person interactions that everyone totally appreciates.
Okay, we spoke about how was in the past. We are here in present, but I want to know what is your prediction on future of work in what regards artificial intelligence.
Hmm. All right, so I'll tell you what I think about artificial intelligence. And I might be
Please.
a bit of a contrarian here, right? Like
Okay,
despite
let's
all
see.
the hype that's happening out there, like uh, I mean, you see my arm, right?
Okay, I
An
see
an,
you.
an like an artificial intelligence algorithm would probably not fall off a bike when riding it, because it would like figure out the ideal route that it should take. It would statistically predict what the risks are and what should be avoided. So I think, and maybe let me take a step back and also let's discuss a bit about how artificial intelligence works, right? So at the end of the day, it's like it's a binary representation. Like we define a certain set of vectors and characteristics that we think describe the reality. Like let's say you want to do an artificial algorithm that describes the human behavior, right?
Okay.
And you would put some certain measures on the level of empathy, let's say the level, like you try to quantify various emotions that people would experience. But the prerequisite for that is that we would actually know all of those vectors. And I think again the biggest challenge is, do we really know what all those vectors are? So before we can talk about really taking artificial intelligence to the next level, it goes back to really understanding who we are, what our needs are, and how to best describe in words or somehow semantically what defines us as humans. So back to your question, I think that's the biggest challenge. Again, not necessarily from a technical perspective, but rather from us being able to describe who we are.
Okay, thank you so much. And for our audience, how do you think technology advances will impact your job?
Hmm. Um, I, I think it's definitely like everything that's happening right now is presents a new opportunity, right, for all of us. It's going to be transformative for sure across a multitude of domains. So the challenge is for us to identify, like clearly identify what the problems are there in the industry that we might want to solve, right? So again, I'll resort back to one of our leadership principles, which is called customer obsession. So, customer obsession means you need to work backwards from a really well articulated customer problem. So, you need to work with your customer to identify what their needs are, what their problems are, what their opportunities are. And once you've done a great job at identifying those, then you can think about what solutions to put in place, and not the other way around, like trying to force fit a particular set of technologies into a market, right?
Okay.
So I think again the impact on us will be, we've got a broader set of tools, right? With all the things that are rapidly evolving, but the challenge remains, how do we focus our minds and our energies into identifying the right set of problems and identifying the right opportunities that we want to tackle.
Okay, thank you so much, Ciprian. We gain valuable insights from you. Thank you for the accept for our invitation. I hope you will have unforgettable experience here at
Absolutely.
Dev Talks. Thank you again. Dev people, stay tuned because we come back to you with another amazing speakers.